Yikes. They should have picked Terry.
You want me to work you out a royalty structure for that?
Nah, getting to work with all of you is the best. That's the fringe benefits. All right, gang. So I see some familiar faces and names, which is awesome. So welcome back if you've been with us last week, and some new faces, which is even better. So Maureen introduced me. My name is Jill. Anytime you want to have your mute off so that you can participate in some conversation, that's awesome. Just a quick reminder though, that if you get a phone call or anything, just to put yourself on mute, we can hear everything. So just be aware of that. Even if you have a coughing fit, I will want to check in with you, but just be aware that we can hear everything that's happening on your end. Sound good? Okay, now second key thing is that everyone is going to go at their own pace. So have a quick check-in with yourself right now on how you are feeling. How's your level of breathlessness or being short of breath, right? If you stood up from a chair today, did you get winded or did you feel good? How's your energy? Okay. Remember, there's your recovery position. So at any point you do get a little short of breath, you can just put your hands on your thighs, either seated or standing. Seated is probably safer, right? And the more limbs that you use, the harder it's going to be, the more oxygen you're going to need. So adjust accordingly. Make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. And at any point you have questions, I am more than happy to answer them. I am here for you guys. That's why we created this class. With that being said, let's get started. And I adjusted my camera today, so hopefully you can all see me. Looks like I might be a little low, but I can adjust later. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we are just going to open up our hands away from our body as we breathe in, and then breathing out through pursed lips as you bring those hands back in. So we're just going to get into some breathing to warm ourselves up. Inhale, open up the hands, breathe out through pursed lips to bring your hands back in. Inhale, hands apart. Exhale, hands closed. I apologize if you can hear that. I forgot to turn my phone on silent. That's usually the first thing I do. So keep taking those breaths. And let's just turn that off. Perfect. That should be better. All right, just 3 more, gang. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring the hands back in. Inhale, hands out. Exhale, hands in. And once more. Inhale, hands out. Exhale, hands back in. So you can return to that recovery breathing at any point that you need to. Now let's just lift up one shoulder, roll it back, and then the other shoulder up and roll back. So lifting up one shoulder at a time to roll it back behind you. We're going to start off with some little bit of mobility. Get the body moving. That's feeling really good. You can start lifting up your elbow and rolling it back one at a time. There we go. We wouldn't get any Olympic medals for this swimming form, but that's okay. And rolling forward. So our forward swimming, lift up that elbow, bring it forward. Remember, you can stick to just the shoulder. There we go, gang. And resting there. All right, now I'm going to get you just to lift up your heels and then bring your heels down. So lift up your heels, heels down. I can see that my legs aren't in the camera, so let's do that. All right, heels up, heels down. Now, as we get into that pattern, if you're feeling good, we're gonna add a couple things here. So keep your feet moving, heels up, heels down. I want that to be a steady movement. And now what we're gonna do is you're gonna tap your palms to your thighs, flip them over to tap the backs of your hands to your thighs. So you're gonna go palms, flip, backs of your hands, flip. Palms, flip, back, flip. Palms, flip, back, flip. The whole time our heels are still lifting up and down. So palms, flip, back of the hands, flip. Palms, flip, back of the hands, flip. Excellent. I always like to add in a little bit of coordination. You get your physical workout and your mental workout. All right. Now, if this is feeling easier, you're going to do one hand at a time, just the palm. So just one hand is moving at a time, but both heels are still going up and down. Excellent. My favorite part of exercises is that I exercise in front of my living room windows. So sometimes I get some neighbors peering in with confused looks on their faces. All right, gang, one hand at a time and flip. So it's palm, flip, and then you'll switch hands. Palm, flip, 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 switch hands. There we go. Remember, do your best to keep those feet moving. They might be starting to get quite tired. There we go. Did anyone ever play patty cake as a kid? Are you getting flashbacks yet?
I'm having trouble coordinating this one.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm all over the
I
place.
say if you're a little bit confused, then you must be having fun.
Just
And
don't start
rest.
doing head and shoulders, knees and toes.
What? That's my favorite game.
Well, don't get
All
him
right,
started
Jake.
with that.
Yeah, Terry knows I've made them play that before. It was a great cardio workout. All right, touch your heel forward. So keeping your toes up, gang, and then bring it back. So reach your foot forwards to touch your heel and back. Reach forwards to touch and back. Reach forwards to touch and back. Good. Now, as we get our legs moving a little bit more, I want you just to have a quick look around you. Make sure you have a nice little bubble of exercise space that has nothing to trip over, nothing to step on. Have a quick check that your chair is nice and sturdy. I've had some great, well, not great, but interesting stories of people trying to exercise from a rolling chair. And also have a quick look at your flooring. You know, are you on a rug? Are you on, you know, something that's going to slide? Are you on a thick rug, which means your balance might be affected? Or is it nice, flat, sturdy ground? All right, now we're touching our leg out to the side. There we go. So just touch that leg out to the side. And if you have enough energy to do so, we are pushing our hands out, pulling them back in. Or you can do just one arm at a time. Remember, the more limbs you use, the more oxygen you need. So the harder it is on your lungs. There we go. This looks great, gang. We're starting to get warm, that's for sure. Remember to maintain your breathing, steadily breathing in and out. Breathing out through pursed lips is important to help you get all the air out, especially if you're living with COPD. Awesome job, gang. All right, so now I want you to have your feet a little bit in front of you, and you're gonna pull your heel back, almost as if you're trying to kick yourself in the bum. So pull that heel back. Be careful that you don't get a cramp at the back of your leg. And just touch your foot back behind you. There we go. And if you're feeling good, reach one arm up and then the other. Awesome job, gang. So I live in a townhouse where all the outside of the house paneling is getting replaced. So every once in a while, something moves in the corner of my eye and I look and it's just a bunch of wood falling from the sky. Either from my house or the neighbors. I can see them just stripping wood and all this wood falls. So I'm getting a different type of rain today.
Solid.
Yeah, solid rain. That's right. There we go, gang. And remember, everything is at your pace. So you choose the speed that you do movements. If you need to stop and rest earlier than some other people, there's no problem with that. You have to listen to your body. All right, and rest there. Well done, gang. Okay, so now put your feet together side by side. You're going to take your hands and you're going to put your hands on the outside of your knees. And we're going to have a little hand to knee battle. So you're trying to push your knees out by clenching your glutes. Your glutes are the muscles in your bum cheeks. So you're trying to clench your bum to pull those knees out, and your hands are just adding some resistance. And we're going to hold for about 3 seconds. Ready? So everyone clench your glutes, and you're pushing your knees out. Your hands are resisting. 2, 3, and relax. And then again. Clench your glutes, push your knees against your hands, hold, 2, 3, relax. So that's 2, and we're going to try to get to 10. Clench your glutes, push your knees out against your hands, 2, 3, relax. And push, 2, 3, relax. And push, 2, 3, relax. That's halfway. And push, hold, 2, 3, relax. Can everyone feel that?
Yeah, that's quite an exercise, this one. Yeah,
Right. It's surprising, isn't it?
yeah.
And we've got 4 more now. Push and hold, 2, 3, relax. And push and hold, 2, 3, relax. Make sure that you're still able to just breathe steadily. Otherwise, rest and push, 2, 3, relax. And once more, push, 2, 3, and relax. Just wiggle those legs around. Holy smokes, gang. Well done.
That was good, that one.
So now we're going to do the opposite. Now you're going to put your hands to the insides of your knees. And if it's uncomfortable to have your palms together, then you can just put 2 fists together. If you'd like, that gives you a little bit more leeway. But you're just going to press your knees together against your hands. You're going to push. Remember, again, clench those glutes, hold, and then relax. So again, you're squeezing your knees together. Your hands are resisting. Clench your glutes together, hold, and relax. And again, clench and squeeze, and relax. Clench and squeeze, and relax. Make sure your chest is up, guys. Make sure you're not hunched over. That's going to limit some of your airflow. Clench your glutes and squeeze your knees together. Relax. We've got about 20 more, right, gang?
No.
Squeeze.
I think I can call that.
Relax. We've got 3 more.
No,
That's a better number.
Last one coming up.
Clench and squeeze. And relax. Clench and squeeze. Relax. And once more. Clench your glutes, squeeze your knees together. Do the best that you can. And relax. Shake out those knees. There we go, gang. How did that feel?
Good.
Good.
Yeah. Very, very interesting, hey?
Yes. Terrible.
Well, you did great. Well done. Now, we're going to get into a little bit of cardio, so working to get our heart rates up. You can do them seated or standing. If you are going to stand, just keep in mind it's a little bit more of a balance challenge. So just have your chair or a wall or a table nearby, and you can always hang on to it as well. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to march. But I'm going to get you to march with your feet out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. All right. I better set up my timer. Oh, my timer is set for 7 minutes. Oops. That must have been from coaching last night. All right. And marching, gang. Out, out, in, out, out, in.
How long are we doing this for?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. We're going to go for 30 seconds to start, and then you're going to get a little bit of a rest. So remember, you're in charge of how fast you go. You're in charge of how high up you lift those knees, because that's going to make it harder too. There we go, gang. You're actually doing excellent.
Oof.
You might have guessed by now, this is more than 30 seconds because you guys are just doing so great. And rest.
You cheated.
I cheated.
Yep.
I did.
Yep.
So if you're someone who feels like you don't really need a really big rest, you can just gently keep your feet moving. And that can help you recover your energy. And if you need to go into your recovery position, which is hands on your thighs, slightly bent over, that's perfect too. All right, we're gonna do each cardio exercise twice before I switch it up. So we're gonna be marching again in 3, 2, and go. If you need a little bit longer of a rest, you take it. Now, gang, as we're working, yes, we want to be working to get our heart rate up. Our breathing is going to get a little bit quicker because we're needing more oxygen, but you should still be able to say a couple of words at a time. right? You shouldn't be so out of breath that you can't say a single word. That's your guide for today.
What is the ideal sort of heart rate that oxygen rate that we're looking for? Is there sort of an ideal oxygen reading that we need to look at, Jill?
You got your oxygen
I've got my-
percentage reading?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. So it does depend on the person. But ideally, really, you should be staying above 90.
Up 90, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Depends on your heart.
That's your oxygen.
And rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ambulance and the respiratory people have told me that they don't want to see anything. They're not that happy at 93 and they don't want to see anything under it. So 90
Yep.
is quite a stretch.
That's true too. And I mean, you know, we've had a couple people in our facility that get below that. Their
Yeah.
lungs aren't even at their best. They're only at 91.
Yeah,
So that doesn't mean that they don't do anything, but we watch them really carefully and we're a little more strict.
yeah.
So it does depend a little bit on the person, but the higher, the better.
There's something you really should try and be aware of because like at 90, I would be in ICU. But I have friends that at 70, we're laughing our heads off. So if that individual.
Your heart rate, Clancy?
No, O2, oxygen.
I don't think you'll find too many people at 70 though. But I'm careful to give you an absolute because I don't want to create fear.
Well,
You know, like I said, we've had people where 90 is the best that they're ever going to get, and they still have to do a little bit of movement. But some people really start feeling bad at 95.
Yeah.
So it does depend. You kind of have to know what your baseline is, and the goal is for it to not to drop more than 1 or 2 points.
She would go across the border every winter.
Pushing your hands up, guys.
And she
Hands
thought
up
she
and
had
down.
the flu. And she's the one that walked around all the time with 70% oxygen. And she just felt like she was dragging it, hauling a horse. So,
Wow, that's quite unusual.
yeah, that's quite something.
I can't hear you so clearly. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You can't hear me so clearly,
No, I
or,
can hear you.
Clancy?
I can't hear the lady talking, what she's saying too much. Yeah. I was told that you've got to try.
And rest.
I was also told that you've got to aim for above 90. Below 90 is sort of when it gets
Starts getting dicey.
Yeah, that's right.
How dangerous is that? I mean, every time I exercise and I check my O2 levels, I can often go down as low as 86, 87.
Yes, I also get that. Not when I exercise. If I'm sitting somewhere, I quite often get below 90. 87, 85, 86, 88, that sort of thing. When I'm sitting, while I'm exercising now, I'm above 90, which is nice. I'm feeling.
That's good.
Yeah, but when if I sit and watch TV, I'm sure I don't take it then, but I'm sure I'm below 90, probably just below 88, 87. And it's been like that for a long time. I'm not dead, but I'm sure it's probably not good for me,
Jill,
And go, guys, if you can. Take a longer rest
I
if you
just
need
want to
to.
mention that
Well,
if you've
how
got this oximeter,
is it to
you
go?
have to keep your finger in there for at least 40 seconds to get a true reading because it's low and then it'll come up.
That's
You have
right.
to leave
That's
it
a
in there.
very good point.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
wanna
can't just
keep-
take it right away. It's inaccurate then.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder,
absolutely.
What is his pulse at the same time? Like, does your whole body slow down, when you're just sitting at a table?
It can also depend what's happening with your lungs. So what you're struggling with. Some people it's more, and rest there, gang.
Good idea.
You know, is it more that your body struggles to transport oxygen around your body? Is it more that your lungs struggle to absorb the oxygen from the air you breathe in? There's a couple of just little differences that can make a difference.
Well,
But for the,
sorry, I get a little concerned when, you know, it stays below 90 for maybe a minute or so while I'm recovering, because I've had other friends with lung issues saying, oh, if it goes below 90, you're starting to die, you know, that.
well, and so that's why I was
extreme.
careful earlier, because you don't want to spook yourself.
You know,
But that's
your
usually
body's
below,
shutting down.
yeah, below 90, that's usually your sign that you're going, oh, I just need to stop and breathe and get some more oxygen in my body.
I think that's the answer.
So I shouldn't be panicking.
It's not good for you, but so try and put it up, but you're not going to die immediately, I don't think.
No.
You know, I think there's few situations where panicking helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if
I
you
would
can
suggest,
stop,
I'm Alana, I'm a physio that works in pulmonary rehab, and I would just suggest talking to your respiratory therapist or your doctor about whether transient dips, those short little dips into the mid 80s with your oxygen is fine or not, because sometimes, like even to qualify for oxygen, when people don't dip below 80, they don't necessarily qualify for oxygen for during exercise. If they have a quick recovery and aren't getting additional benefit, like being able to cover a further distance on walk tests and things like that with the oxygen. So people that have underlying heart issues, they might need to be a little tighter with their oxygen requirements so that we're not maybe taxing our heart or things like that. So it is a little bit individual. Definitely wouldn't panic, would just slow down, do that pursed breathing, let it come back up. If you're sort of feeling that rating of exertion is going quite high, but you can always talk to your healthcare professionals about, you know, what is safe for you, because it's not exactly the 90 is not the danger number for everybody necessarily.
No,
I'm here with my oximeter that has an alarm on it that tells me when I'm dropping. I'm 85 the whole time I'm exercising, so
That's good.
so you're not going to die at 90 if I'm exercising at 85. So
Hey, let's go.
It really is each.
Thank you, Alana.
Like
Thank you.
at 93, I was in an ambulance, so they put me in ICU because for me, I was really coming apart. And yet, as I
Guys,
say,
let's go.
my friends might be going happy at 80.
Rotate your
and-
arms, gang, one over
sorry,
the other. There we go. Perfect. And as you're going, you're feeling really good. You can step 1 foot forward at a time.
Imaginary speed bag.
That's right.
Right on.
And that's the marathon.
That's the best part, really. You should go look up a video of a candy maker, how they make candy. This always reminds me of it at a faster speed.
Yeah.
And rest. Take your breather, and then we're gonna go again. There we go, gang.
So pulmonary hypertension is not the same as COPD, right?
That's right. It's a little bit.
Hypertension is not as, it's not the same.
And go, gang. Roll those hands again. And I'm gonna get you actually to switch directions. Oh, there we go. Remember, you can be stepping 1 foot forward at a time. But that is gonna require more oxygen on your part. So adjust accordingly.
you look so much like my daughter. It's remarkable.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And rest. What's your daughter's name?
Nicole.
Awesome.
So you have a visit with Nicole through every class.
Yeah.
I
Do you get a
didn't,
little confused halfway through? The more tired you get, the more you go, wait
no,
a minute.
no.
There
You
we
look just
go.
like this kinesiologist I know from Kelowna.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Well,
Small
Her name
world.
is- And her name is Jill also.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, gang. We're going to get into some sit to stands. If you're feeling really confident with your balance today, and you're also encouraged to have something nearby, something sturdy nearby to help you with your balance. And if you want to remain seated, I'm going to get you just to straighten one leg, tighten up the muscle in your thigh, to lift up your leg just a little ways and then down. Tighten up your leg muscle to lift and then down. And you can just aim for 5 per leg or a couple extra more. If you're standing, remember, tighten up your core. You're going to think about tightening up your belly button. Have your balance support ready. And up we go, nice and slow. And then we're sitting down nice and slow. This is the part everyone always likes to rush. So I see some plopping down, and we want to try to control that. Up nice and slow. And down. It can be helpful to breathe out as you stand up. That can give you a little bit more strength. Up. There we go. Down nice and slow. Awesome control, gang. Up. This is 4 or 5, but when in doubt, I round down. Contrary to everyone else's preference. Down nice and slow. Remember, just do as many as you feel comfortable doing. You should still be able to say a couple of words at a time, not to be so out of breath that you can't say a word at all. And up. So that's how we get different levels of energy in one class. Everybody listens to their own body. And if you can, 2 more. There we go. Excellent. And last one, if you're feeling capable of that today. Every day is a different day, and relax. Awesome. Okay, does everyone have a resistance band?
Yeah.
And if you don't, that's okay. I'll show you what to do or how to do the movement without a resistance band. Oh, mine's caught under my weight. There we go. All right, team. You've got your stretchy band. Again, if you're wanting to stand, you're more than welcome to. It takes a bit more energy, takes a little bit more balance, or you can remain seated. But we're going to take our band and we're going to keep one arm nice and still in front of us, and we're going to pull the other arm out and then slowly bring it back in. And we're going to move that same arm. That same arm pulls open and slowly comes back in. The other arm stays nice and still. You can do this movement without a band. And whether you have a band or not, you're trying to, as long as you don't have pain in your hands, you're trying to grip and make that fist. That'll help you activate the muscles in your arm. If you've got any issues with some arthritis in your hand, remember you can wrap the band around so that it's pulling more against your hand rather than your grip. All right, 2 more. And other side, we're gonna pull. Feel free to roll your shoulders back in between just to reset. And now your other arm is still, the other arm pulls to the side and brings it back. Pulls to the side, back nice and slow. And as with any shoulder exercise that we do, gang, if you've got any shoulder or neck pain, having your arms straight is going to be tougher to do. You can always bend your elbows to bring it in closer. So just like this. So now it's a shorter lever. So now there's less of a strain on the shoulders and neck. And if at any point you feel any pain or discomfort, please tell me. I can switch up any exercise. You wouldn't even believe it. You can always change things up so that you feel great. Although I've completely lost count, and I think that's it. Rest there. Oh boy, oh boy. If nothing else, you'll become great counters out of sheer survival instincts. That's all I can promise you. All right.
Boy, that really
So-
took my breath away, you know? Even 5, I was just heaving for air, you know?
Okay, and so that's not great. That's where you want to pull your hands in a little bit closer because you want to feel like you're working, but you don't want to feel like you're straining.
Okay.
Yeah, because as soon as you're straining, you tend to hold your breath. There's a lot of pull, there's a lot of built up pressure. So that's kind of a guideline of, okay, I felt like I had to really strain and was really gasping for air. I need to pull my arms in a little bit closer next time.
Okay.
There we go. All right. You've still got your band. Now all we're going to do, if you're sitting, I want you to put one foot in front of the other. And I want you to try to keep your legs pressed tight together. And then you're going to take one hand and you're going to glue it to your other shoulder. And now you're going to pull that band down. So I'll turn to the side. So again, I want you working your legs a little bit. Feet are stacked, heel to toe, knees pressed together. And this hand's just pulling the band down. Keep up your steady breathing, guys. Remember, it is helpful to breathe out on the exertion. So the exertion here is pulling the band down. Nice and slow. Well done, gang. The only problem with mute is that I can't hear you breathing. So I have to just trust that you're steadily breathing in, breathing out through pursed lips.
That's lots of times.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, switch arms. All right, and you're gonna switch which foot is forward, gang. So we're working a little bit on your hip mobility there too. And press that arm back and up. There we go. Yeah, it's got one hand, it's just pressed against the front of our shoulder. The other hand's pulling the band straight down. Nice and slow and controlled. as best you can. Press those legs together.
We need you to get a band that doesn't match your shirt, so it's easier to see.
Me?
Jill, yeah.
Oh no, you're right. I gotta start wearing white shirts or something. You're right, and I'm wearing sleeves. Oh my goodness.
You're color coordinated, Jill.
By wearing all dark colors. I'm glad you pointed that out though, because I changed my view so that I can see all the screens. And so I'm not paying attention to my screen very well. So those are things that I don't notice, but they're important. And
Things that my
rest.
participants have told me in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, contrasting colors are much easier to look at. Well, and often these stretchy bands are usually bright and colorful, and I just happened to get one that wasn't.
The handles were pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, gang, just put your band to the side for now. Now, if you are going to be seated, you're just going to sit at the edge of your seat. And I want you to have one leg up, and you're going to open up that hip and then bring it back in. Just go to a range that you're comfortable in. So my back isn't touching the back seat, and I'm keeping that leg in the air as I press it out and in. Okay, now you're either going to do 5 and then switch, and you'll end up doing 5 twice on each leg, or do 10 all in a row once on each leg. If you are choosing to stand, then I've just got my chair. I'm going to be on one leg, and I'm going to press one leg out to the side and then back in, and you can put that foot down if needed. And again, you can either do 5 on each leg twice or 10 on each leg once. So you decide what's best for you. Regardless if you're sitting or standing, I want you focused on actually clenching your glutes. So make those glute muscles do the work. And I really hope you guys are getting better at counting, because I've been trying for over 5 years and it still hasn't worked.
I think you're past 10, Jill.
And switch legs. And that leg is pressing out to the side. I feel like I have a good excuse now ever since one of my clients made a point of mentioning that, you know, multitasking only makes you kind of bad at 2 different tasks at the same time, rather than really good at one task at a time.
You turned that one to benefit.
So I went, oh, perfect. So you're not expecting me to be a good counter because I'm too busy watching what you're doing, too busy giving instruction, too busy doing the movement. Like, that's 4 things.
Try to listen and exercise.
There we go. And that was 10 for me. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, guys. It's a little bit different format today. How are we feeling?
Okay.
With my hands.
You're feeling with your hands. That's a good start. That's what raccoons do. They have a great sense of touch.
That sounds like Terry.
You would be right.
Are you going to wear shorts December the 1st?
Me?
Yes.
Why not?
Probably. I get pretty warm. So if I'm doing things inside, it's quite warm.
I noticed some people, they wore them, the fellows would wear them down to here all year round.
Oh, wow.
And before that, it was, I thought, well, once the thermometer is at 0, you would put on long pants. But looking around, I see, no, that's not necessarily so.
You know, I often wear shorts, especially if it's just short distance. So if I was at work and I decided to just go down the street for a coffee, I would just keep shorts on.
Yeah.
And I once had this this nice fellow who turned out to be homeless, and he told me this because he looks at me and he goes, "Huh, you're pretty tough," and that's coming from me. So now you've got street cred, and I've never forgotten that. So now I think it's just a point of pride. I have to wear shorts.
Yeah.
My daughter wears shorts year round, no matter
Oh
what.
my goodness.
Yeah.
We've got
And
people in my area too that wear shorts year round. I don't think they know that it's winter.
you can tell that they're from the western part of Canada, hey?
Yeah, well, out for the trail area.
Oh, there we go. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful area.
Yes,
It would
it is.
look funny with a toque on top of the head.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, a toque and shorts.
Yeah, but you don't see
Yeah,
anybody
well.
snowmobiling with shorts.
That's true. Well, you probably could.
I haven't
So
seen
guys,
that one.
we're gonna go back to our sit to stands, which I'm sure you're very excited about.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Very,
still
very.
wait.
Quick reminder, if you're staying seated, have that leg in front of you, tighten up that muscle to lift up your leg, then down and relax. You can do 5 per leg. If you're standing up, the goal is just to get between 5 and 8, your choice, based on how you are feeling. Tighten everything up nice and slow, push through your feet. You can have a quick check. Is your bum tight? That means you're doing a great job because you're nice and stable using those glutes. And up.
Not so sure I'm stable though, Joe.
You know, I'm not going to touch that one. We're going to leave that one alone.
Oh, Terry,
And
too bad.
this is number 4, gang. Down nice and slow. And up, everything's tight. Awesome. Remember to listen to your bodies. Even if you did a couple sit to stands and now you need to rest, that's awesome. We got 3 more. And 2. And final one. Awesome job, team. All right, again, you need your band. Might have forgotten to mention this first, but you should always have just a quick look over for there's any little tears or holes in your band. Okay, and you're either sitting or standing. You're holding the band in front of you. I am making a note to go buy a more colorful band. And one leg or one arm is still, the other pulls out to the side and back in. You can either do 5 per arm twice or 10 per arm once. Remember, it shouldn't feel like a strain. If it feels like you're straining, you got to get more slack between your hands. So there's more band between your hands. And you don't have to pull out very far. Again, shoulder, neck issues, pull that band tighter in. Great job, gang. You guys are looking awesome. And it's so nice to see so many faces. All right, that was 10 for me. So I'm going to switch sides and pull. Keep up your breathing, guys. It's helpful to breathe out as you pull that band. Excellent job. Again, you should still feel like you could say a sentence. Shouldn't be so out of breath you can't say a word. And last one, rest. So now that one hand is gluing to the opposite shoulder. Remember, you're going to get, if you're sitting or standing, it's heel to toe, trying to press. If you're sitting, press the knees together. But if you're standing, just got our legs in a line. If you feel a little off balance, put them wider apart and pull that arm down. There, hopefully that's a better visual.
Yeah.
There we go. And you guys are more than welcome to direct me that way, right? You can say things like, I can't see you, or what are you doing? I can't hear you, things like that. I'm always happy to adjust. I'm here for all of you.
As long as you're not making faces at us.
No, I've been really good about that, actually.
How many is that, Jill?
That's 8, 9, and 10. Now we're switching. And pulling down.
Oh, that's a long hand.
That's right. Aiming for 10, but we're going nice and slow and controlled. Maintain your breathing, gang. It can be helpful to breathe out as you pull that band down. And 8, 9, 10. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Again, you can put that band to the side. If you're sitting, we're just holding that knee up, pressing that leg out, and then back in. You can do 5 per leg twice or 10 all in one. If you feel strong and stable standing, then at your chair on one leg, press that leg out to the side. And again, it's 5 on each leg twice or all 10 on each leg once. Clench those glutes.
Down.
9, 10. I'm switching legs and press that leg out to the side. And clench those glutes, gang. We want nice, strong hips to help you keep moving in your day-to-day. Good. Maintain your breathing. 9, 10. Awesome job. This is the first reminder I've given you all class, but make sure you're sipping water throughout. Now is a great time to do that. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess it's time to stretch. Oops.
Stretches.
I was wondering why my timer had stopped going off, and I think my battery died.
Oh,
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 we got some nice extra minutes in today.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, you're
All
setting
right.
the timer at too high a number all the time. You wore it out.
Well, I think I just use it often.
Frequently.
Gang, lift. I've just folded my arm and lifted my elbow up, and I can either help push it up to get a little bit of a stretch in the back of my arm. Feel comfortable without pushing your head down. You can get your hand all the way back, whatever you're most comfortable with. While your arm's there, feel free to give yourself a pat on the back for a job excellently well done. And switch arms. Quick check in that you're trying to breathe steadily and in control. So as we start to lower that heart rate, lower the breathing. Try to breathe in through the nose as best you can, out through pursed lips. We're going to put one leg just out in front of you and just gently lean forward. Like you're trying to touch your toes, but without rounding forward. How's everybody feeling?
Good. Good.
Awesome.
It was nice, Jill. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Yes, it was.
I was so happy to see so many of you on. Awesome.
There's lots today again, are there?
Yeah, I don't have the full
Says
number.
44.
There we go. We switch legs,
Yeah,
gang, if you
44.
haven't already.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
How many does your iPad show, Em?
I've just got Jill showing. I haven't, normally I can just get 9 counting myself.
I've got
That's
25
pretty good.
25. So,
Wow.
Your reputation's preceding you.
Well, stories about me aren't true.
I was gonna say, it depends who you're talking about. Ron, for sure. Did you have fun, Ron?
Yeah, I really do appreciate this.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, thank you.
2 years too late.
can I ask a question quickly, Jill?
You can. I'm just gonna get everyone to turn in their seats.
Okay.
They can to put this leg back slightly. And what is your question, David?
You know, if you're, you know, my oxygen rate is inclined to hover just below 90 when I'm sitting. Now, when I'm exercising, though, it's gone up. It's been around 95, 97, 98 there, somewhere around there. So that shows that I'm using the lungs a little for the exercises. So if you continue to do that, do you think that would help to actually expand the lung capacity permanently a little bit?
No.
Depends. It definitely can help those numbers. You can get your body better at absorbing the oxygen you're taking in and using it and transporting it. That's one of the benefits of exercise. But that's a really good sign that you see your numbers increase as you exercise.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Really,
Okay,
really
thank-
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Switch sides, gang.
If you take your oxygen reading with a cold finger or your circulation isn't that good, it will read low. So sometimes it's better if you rub your hands together before you put your O2 when you're resting.
Yes. Yes, no, I think mine is actually that my that's an accurate reading, although I'm not exercising, that it's below 90. And when I'm exercising, it's more than 90. I think that because I keep on getting that sort of type of reading. When I'm exercising, I get a little more, and when I'm sitting, I get a bit less. And that's why I use the oxygen, because while I've got the oxygen in, it also goes up. If you know what I mean. But what I'm trying to do is not use the oxygen and not exercise and be above 90. Ideally, that's what we should be doing. That's what I'm trying to do. So, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay, gang, we're gonna finish off with 3 deep breaths, trying to fill up our belly with air as we breathe in. If you would like to lift up your arms as you do this, you're welcome to. Or you can just have a hand resting on your belly, whatever is most comfortable for you. So deep breath in through the nose, try to fill up that belly. And then breathing out slowly through pursed lips. Two more at your own pace. And one more. Awesome, awesome job, everybody.
Thank you very much.